Hi everyone, hope all of you guys are doing wonderful. So let's go ahead and see how we can do these calculations in the problem set 1. So the first one, it is saying express the number in proper exponential notation. Okay, so you are given 96,485. So how do we express this in the exponential notation? So the exponential notation is now let's say 96,485. This one does not have any decimal places given. If you don't have one, you consider there is one at the end, and then you take the decimal place until you reach the number that is at least one whole number before the decimal place. So if you go like that, 1 2 3 4, so you move the decimal 4 times, so that will make it 9.6485. So it was a big number, 96,485. Now you made it a smaller number, 9.6. So your exponent has to be a positive number. Since you make a bigger number a smaller one, so that would has to be compensated by the exponent. So 10 to the 4, and that is a positive 4. Okay, so basically if you multiply 9.6485 by 10 to the power 4, you should be getting 96,485. Okay, that's how you write it in exponential notation, and then you write the unit. And then the next one again, we are not given a decimal place, so you consider your decimal is right next to the 8. So you're going to move it until you reach the first whole number. So you're going to be going 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So that would make it 2.997992,458 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second into the power 8. Okay, that's how you get to the exponential notation. Again, if you move the decimal to the left, exponent has to be positive. If you move the decimal to the right, that's going to be a negative exponent, like in this one. So we have a very small number, 0.0000128. So we're going to make it bigger by moving the decimal to the right side. So let's see how many times we're going to move. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you moved it 8 times, right? So then the decimal goes between 1 and 2, 1.28. Since a bigger number we have now, but it was a smaller number to begin with, so then it has to be a negative exponent, 10 to the negative 8 centimeters. So if the decimal place moved to the right to make it a whole number and the exponent, so it has to be a negative number, negative exponent, negative 8. Okay, 1.28 into 10 to the negative 8. Same thing the next one. If you had to move it to the right, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1.315 into 10 to the negative 6, and then the units are in meters. Okay, and that's D. And then the problem set 2. Solve the following problems and express your answer in proper exponential notation. Try doing A minus D without a calculator first, and then do with the calculator. So 3.8 into 10 to the negative 4 plus 4.000 into 10 to the negative 2. Now, if you are going to add or subtract exponents, we want to make sure that you keep both exponents the same. We can have either 10 to the negative 4 as the same exponent, or 10 to the negative 2 as the same exponent. Okay, but let's try to do both of these 10 to the negative 2. So if you make it 10 to the negative 2, what are we going to do? So we want to move the exponent if you move the exponent to the left, it will give you a positive exponent. Let's say we have 3.8. If you move the decimal, so let's say I want to make 3.8 part 1, 2, making it 0.038. Now I had 3.8. I moved it to the left and we make it a smaller number, right? So that will be 10 to the power 2. In other words, 3.8 can be written as 0.038 into 10 to the 2. Okay, but we should not forget we also have this 10 to the negative 4 that we started with, 10 to the negative 4. So what I just did was 3.8. I just moved that number to the left to make it 0.038. And since I moved the decimal 2 times to the left, the exponent for that part is 10 to the power 2. But this 10 to the negative 4 is still there. So now I have two exponents, 10 to the 2, positive 2, 10 to the negative 4. And the sum of this is going to be then 0.038 into 10 to the negative 2. Because when you are subtracting or when you are multiplying two exponents, basically you add them. So 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. So what I just did, 3.8 into 10 to the negative 4, I make it into 10 to the negative 2. Now the two sums that we are going to add, here also I have 10 to the negative 2. So this also I have 10 to the negative 4. What happened? Okay, now since both of these have the same similar exponents, we can add them together. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and erase some of these so I have some space. Let me hook up my charger. Okay. Okay, so I have the two sums, so we can go ahead then add them together. So the two sums are going to be 0.038 into 10 to the negative 2, and then you add 4.000 into 10 to the negative 2. Now both of these have the same exponent, so you can add them together. When you add it together, it would be 4.038 into 10 to the negative 2. Okay, that's how you perform that calculation. I'm going to go ahead and erase all this. Okay, so the answer would be 4.038 into 10 to the negative 2. First, we made both of those into the same exponent. And then the next one is a subtraction. 2.40 into 10 to the negative 6. 4 into 10 to the 4. So we want to make sure both of them are in the same exponent. So let's say if you're going to keep the 10 to the 6, then we need to make the other one. So we have 4 into 10 to the 4. Okay, and we want to make it 10 to the 6. How can we make it 10 to the 6? If you want to make the exponent bigger, we have to make 4 smaller. So if you have your decimal at the end, so you're going to move 1, 2. So you move the decimal 2 times. That will make it 0.04 into 10 to the 6. Okay, so if you move the decimal to the left, you are making a bigger number a small, so then the exponent has to be positive, so 10 to the power 6. Because you moved 2 times, that will make it 10 to the power 2. When you do 0.04 into 10 to the power 2, and then you already have your original 10 to the power 4, so 10 to the 2 and 10 to the 4 will make it 0.04 into 10 to the 6. So now we have two terms. One is 2.40 into 10 to the 6, subtract 0.04 into 10 to the power 6. Same exponent, so at the end you will have the same exponent, and 2.40 minus 0.04, so 40 minus 4, that would be 36. 2.36 into 10 to the 6. 2.36 into 10 to the 6. So we didn't even use a calculator, so that's how you perform that calculation. Okay. Okay, so the next one, it's a multiplication. 2.10 into 10 to the power 8 times 3 into 10 to the negative 14. So 2.10 you multiply by 3.00, and then when you multiply the exponents, you add them up. Okay. So how are we going to perform this calculation? 2.10 into 3.00. So what is the rule for the significant figures when you do a multiplication? So in a multiplication and division, you go by the least number of significant figures. So in this particular question, there are 3 significant figures in here, 3 significant figures and 3 significant figures here. So you have to keep your answer in 3 significant figures. Okay, so 2.10 times 3, that's an easy calculation. You can also do it in your head. That's going to be 6.30. So we have to keep in 3 significant figures, and then we have 2 exponents, 8 plus negative 14, that's going to be negative 6. (6.30) into 10 to the negative 6. 8 minus 14 minus 6. So that's the answer for that. So there are 3 significant figures. It's a multiplication. Now D, 7.69. Now this is a division. Again, the rule for the division also, you go by the least number of significant figures. So there are 3 significant figures in your numerator and also 3 significant figures in your denominator. So when you do divide these two, you're going to be getting an answer like 3.845. 3.845, but we want to keep the answer in 3 decimal places, so you have to drop here. So the number that you are dropping is 5, and there are no other numbers, and the number retaining is going to be an even number, so you are not going to be adding 1, so your answer is going to be 3.84. And from the exponents, so when you are dividing, you're going to be subtract the exponents. So 6 minus 2. So you are subtracting exponents. That would be 10 to the power 6. The exponent is 6. Subtract negative 2. So that will make it 6 plus 2, 8. 6 plus 2. So the exponent is going to be 8. So your answer is going to be 3.84 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, that's the answer for the D. And for the E, so you have a division 2.73 And division and the multiplication, all of these have three significant figures. So you're going to keep your answer in three significant figures. You can basically do your calculations. 2.73 divide 5.46 and you get a number 0.500, and you multiply it by 1, that's again going to be 0.5. Okay, 0.500. So let's see, if you first you do the calculation using these numbers. 2.73 divided by 5.46 times 1, that will give you a number as 0.5. And then you do your exponent. So negative 6 and negative 3. That's a addition. So negative 6, you add negative 3. And then a division 10 to the 4. So you do a subtraction. So negative 6 plus negative 3, negative 9. And then you subtract negative 4. Negative 9, negative 4, how much is that? Negative 3. So 0.5 in 0.50, in fact 0.500, because we want to keep it in three significant figures. 0.500 from your previous answer, it has to be 0.500, and when you do the exponents, I would be 10 to the negative 13. But in the scientific notation, we want to keep the number before the decimal as a whole number. So you're going to move it one more time. That will make it 5.00. So a smaller number, you make a bigger number. So you add one more negative exponent. That will make it negative 14. So the answer would be 5.00 into 10 to the negative 14. Okay, and then the next question, we have you can first do the division. 2.40 over 1.20. Well, what would you get when you do that division? 2.40 over, it's an easy calculation, that would give you 2, right? But it's going to be with the proper significant figures. That's going to be 2.00. What's going to be the exponent? 10 to the negative 6 minus 4, because you have to subtract when you are doing a division. So negative 6 and negative 4 will make it negative 10 plus 3.48 into 10 to the negative 8. Now this is a addition, so we want to make sure we keep our same exponents when you are doing an addition. Okay, now if you try to get both of these as negative weight, so we have negative 2, so we can change this 2.00. so our decimal is right here, it's a bigger number. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we're gonna move it. Okay, so we're gonna move this decimal place 1, 2. If you move it, that will become 0.0200 into. So what we did was we make a bigger number a smaller one. So that would be positive 2. Exponent would be positive 2. And our original exponent is still there, negative 10. So 10 to the 2, 10 to the negative 10 will make it 0.02 into 10 to the negative 8. Now we made both of these same exponents. So 0.02 into 10 to the negative 8 plus 3.48 into 10 to the negative 8. So exponent we're going to remain as 10 to the negative 8, 3.48 plus 0.02. That will give you 3.5. 0.50 into 10 to the negative 8. Okay, that's the answer for that. I will stop it here and then I'll explain the rest in the other session.